Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It's
Let's go! Let's go!
Third! The Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No one. And of course, you're gonna get the top in the skin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Wednesday night post-Dynasty version of the AEW Dynamite Sidecast. Always a pleasure to see everybody here. Just getting one last thing set up here. Hope everybody's doing well. We have a lot to go through here, getting ready for... Well, essentially, they're on the road to Double or Nothing at this point right now, because... we've just got past Dynasty. The whole pay-per-view I consider a success. I'm sorry I didn't get a full review out for you guys. I haven't been up to the weather the last couple of days, so still got a little bit of a cold if you can hear me stuffed up a bit here, but just, not enough to hold me back, but just a little bit less energy to do stuff solo, so my thoughts on the pay-per-view is everything was pretty much great on the show. The only problem we had is during the main event, we had a WWE-style match following up Kenny, Ricochet, and Speedball. You tell me how that crowd is going to react when you go from literally a high-octane match, a Kenny Omega match, with arguably three of the top wrestlers in the world right now, and then you go to a match that's plodding, slow, developing. Nothing wrong with the match. Like, it's a good, decent match. It's just the fact that it had a different style that the fans, that's a cool-down match for them. It's what they can get into, but they don't have to get into it right away. And for your main event, you want something that's going to go nuts, right? So, I don't know if there's a right answer for what to put in that position and ready for any kind of action, but we're going to have to find out what's going to be happening here, because I think the biggest question coming out of it is what are the Bucks doing now that they got involved in the main event the way they did? And I know there's been a little bit of feedback coming back on the interwebs about the fact that the Bucks are not scheduled on the poster to be on the show tonight. They'll be there. Just calm down, cool down. They're going to get there. They just, they don't need to be advertised. You got the entire Death Riders in action tonight. You got Yuta and Claudio versus Joe and Hook, which would be a ton of fun. Which I'm assuming Yuta's going to get pinned in that one again, as always. Then you got Moxley versus Shibata, which, yes, please. And our main event tonight is going to be Swerve versus Pac, which is definitely going to be a high-octane match. But I guarantee you, during one of those three matches, the Bucks are going to come out and they're going to discuss what's going on here. So, either that or they're going to interfere in something. I do think we're setting up for an anarchy in the arena with Swerve and the Ops versus the Death Riders. If we need to go 5-on-5, you find a way to you get the Bucks involved, and you also get the Hurt Syndicate on the other side. Because if everybody saw that big handshake that they had after the show, after Swerve Strickland's comments, which there were that's another thing altogether, which I don't know the full context about it, but hey, Zodiac, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Managed to sneak in here just in time. Very happy to see you, and yeah, we're in for a very interesting night here. Got a job offer today. Now, is it a job offer you want? And I mean beyond the fact that any job offer is a good job offer. Tiz? What the heck? I wanted to give you a special,
ever assembled under one roof every week on AEW Dynamite. So, why can't any of these guys get their act together when it counts?
I'll have to see how that works today with some of these other ones. Jeez.
Bodies hit the dirt and they roll back down the hill. They will excuse themselves and they will see.
But in the meantime, I know that one works. See,
Players in pro wrestling's new gilded age. Let's do a little who's who. I'm surrounded by warriors. I'm the world champion, the king on the front lines. You two, I don't recognize you two anymore. I haven't for a long time. You've stumbled onto the board and you don't know what the game is. You better figure it out. You better be real careful.
So basically he's saying that he has no idea why the Bucks did what they did. That's a bit of a curveball based on some of the stuff we've been looking at. Unless it has something to do with those shredding of documents before they left. Because they were doing a lot of that, right? So it very well could be something like that. I don't know for sure. So we're getting Moxley and Shibata right off the bat. Like, let's talk about Indie Dream Match just a few years ago. Yeah, these guys are just hopping over the facts about earlier. How's your week? How's your week's been? I know, Zodiac, you've been doing well with a new job offer and whatnot. I ended up working 1 day and 5, so for me, it's an extra bonus this week. But yeah, on top of the Death Riders activity tonight, we got a $400,000 challenge with Speedball, Osprey, Briscoe, and Kevin Knight taking on the little Bowser Boys, Beast Mortos, and Ricochet. Winning team gets $400,000. I'm glad it's at least realistic for what they're doing here. Hey, Nats fan, how you doing today? Good to see you here. Good to see everybody here. Everybody just piling in. Thank you for being here once again, whether you're watching on Twitch or on YouTube. Don't forget, if you are watching on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up button. It does help us with other people trying to find the place. Nationals took the series from the Dodgers. Anytime you can take out the bad guys. Oh, it's literally not giving me any sounds from my... Oh, this is going to be fun. I just had to reset everything. So... Oh, God, that's why. Forgive me, chat. Just give me 1 sec here. So, my computer decided to take my Google Drive and assign it to a different... you heard the horn, but I wanted to give you the wind sound. It decided to move my... it basically decided to move my, instead of saying my drive is G, now it's H. So now everything's all over the frickin' place. I think I might just stick without the alerts for most of the part tonight, just because, you know, I'd have to go through and play with all these. Yeah, well, we'll deal with that as we need to here. Damn it. It's what happens when everything gets upgraded. Like, they, Elgato decided to upgrade to a new system. I tried it failed miserably, so now I had to reinstall everything. That Google Drive thing just, okay. Sorry about the cough, guys. My apologies. Ah, here we go. It won't, there is no H. That's interesting. All right. Paul, I'm miserable here in the south. It's just, we're getting snow mold right now, which I think is a lot of the reason for my sniffles and whatnot. Because we've literally jumped temperatures all over the place here in the last week here. Nice STO there. It's been consistently to 25 to 30 Celsius. Or is that Fahrenheit? Celsius, that's hella hot. Holy Jesus. Yeah, we went from, like, right now currently it's 15 degrees up here. So, but yeah, 3 days ago it was -5. But yeah, this temperature flying all over the place and everything's starting to melt finally. No, it's going to be a fun night today. Saturday was 81. Jesus. I wish it was that warm. Actually, I don't, but if we could burn all this snow away here, about 25 or so, yeah. I think we hit low 50s is where we've been for the most part this week, so. Oh, here we go. Pile driver. No sell. I love it. That's the FU to Mr. Bully Ray. Every time there's a pile driver, everybody knows sells at AEW now. It's sort of a given rule. Especially with a guy with a broken neck, right? But no, what were you guys' final thoughts about Revolution or Dynasty now that we've had a few days to sit back and relax on it a little bit? I didn't like the main event. 7 out of 10. I give it an 8. Like I said, the only good show people like to be, yeah. Stream is way ahead of mine. Right now, Moxley just got Shibata on the ground. So I don't know. I just heard the bell. Well, Moxley not fooling around. What happened at your house, sir? Wait, what?
Call this a sucker riot? Come on, boys. Let's take him to school. Oi!
Catherson, Cat, how you doing? How was Hades? I was hanging out in the back there for a little bit, but let me get the shout out for you here. Thank you for popping in here. Appreciate it. Welcome, Raiders. Mike the Ref here. Variety streamer, former pro wrestling ref or commentator, former sports referee, and really enjoyed some AEW Dynamite tonight. Had one successful run. I'm glad you got through one run there. I know you were having a little bit of problems. Where was it? I was popping in there during the... You're right through a dash battle in one of the... I can't remember my Greek mythology, so... But yeah, if you guys get a chance, check out Catherson. A lot of chill streams during the week. Really nice person to hang out with here. And a burgeoning wrestling fan. So... and everybody that was complaining that the Bucks were going to show up. Though I would argue it's more of a super event themed Dynamite. That's fair, Zodiac. I would give you that. Except for the Omega match, I would agree with you. A bat flying in your house. I hope that's an animal, not a... The worst part of the family restarted the match out of that. You enjoyed it? Fair enough. Interesting way to start with Shibata and Mox. Yes and no. They're doing Pac and Swerve as the main here because of this promo, probably. It's probably pretty bad because they overbooked the me was. Oh, the main event, yeah. The only Greek mythology important is Megasis. Rim shot's working. We're good. So yeah, for anybody that's asking, my alerts or my push button alerts, some of them are missing because my computer decided to randomly get rid of a drive on me. Wrestling Fan since 05? Gotta love computers, yeah, like Megasis and rim shots. Mike, are you well, you know what? The thing is, I don't have the other sounds, so, you know, I gotta... CM Punk got me hooked to the wrestling, so RH Instant. Hey, that's awesome. Thank you for the hydrate, by the way. Okay. So they're trying to join the Death Riders or what? Sorry, chat. Blowing into the mic. That's real professional. Jesus. 6-05? So he's 26 now? That makes sense. I was 27 in 05. Oh, this is where the Anarchy in the Arena comes in with a lot more people. So are we dragging this out even longer now? So yeah, you were saying you were getting an autograph pick of Joe Hendry. Well, somebody has a disagreement here. When you're the guilty party, you're the one who's going to come out and try to make a save out of this, right? I love how Kenny doesn't even have a shoelace tied. If you take a look at it, oh, maybe it does. But he isn't even dressed in gear. He's not. He's just coming out here like, what the hell are these two assholes doing out here in the ring? Bang on, Kenny Omega. MJF wears cosplay of them all. Very good side. Very good side, I'd say. And if he has special merch here, Kazuya and MJF special edition. Okay. Is change the world.
And now, I hate to divert from the story again, but allow me to tell you guys a story. I used to have this friend back in high school. He had these two Shih Tzu dogs.
Oh, God.
It doesn't really matter the type. I mean, they're yappy as all heck.
Two Shih Tzu dogs. That's well, basically that's what the Bucks are going to be now.
And I loved it. To his place, we'd play some video games. They would take a dookie on the floor. He never cared. And those two little Shih Tzus, oh boy, were they ever pleased with themselves. But then as time went by, and more dookie kept collecting on the floor, and the stains left behind were getting more evident and pungent, I had to say, hey pal, maybe we move this over to my place. And that is a lot like what you guys, without having me around, was like in
I like this. Oh, Jay Quick, the ops are definitely going to be in the Anarchy in the Arena if we're going to have it.
we saw you on AEW television. We all saw you shredding up some documents like that's supposed to be some big incriminating thing you guys were trying to cover up. Guys, I'm going to spoil the surprise right here, right now. We all know how these guys live. We all know exactly how they operate. They love bragging about their earnings. They love bragging about their money. Yes, you were tearing up receipts of private jets, of the chair that you put in your master bedroom facing the bed. The only fans.
What? The only fat.
But it doesn't matter.
The chair facing the bed.
Pisses me off, guys, is that if it wasn't because of the Death Riders, it was because of you two that almost killed the company that I gave my very life, my heart, and my soul for.
You knew this was coming sooner or later. This is pretty awesome here.
And I can't lie, that time off has done you wonderfully. Nick, you look every last bit of that 90 pounds you were before you left.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
Matt,
Look like Dookie.
I mean, sure, you look like a Soto that low cut guy, but geez, man, lay off the hot stuff. You look about as red as Nick's lapels.
Wow. Too much tanning oil. Let's go.
And quite frankly, now that we've gotten to this point, I could go on and I could go on and I could go on, but I don't know. I'm just thinking, let's just cut out the middleman and just come in the ring and we'll fight.
Oh, wait. Here we go. Wait for the music. Wait for the music. This could end up being like a 10-on-10 fight here. This Anarchy? My God, that suit does not suit Okada what bit. All right, we just loaded up for Bear here a little bit. You knew that there was going to be something stupid to go off here. Swerve coming through the back with a bat. Ah, chair. I wasn't sure whether it was going to be a bat or a chair or something, but... Haven't the Bucks been in every Anarchy in the arena? So it might make sense that this is more the way we go. Okada looking like a North Korean dictator in that suit. I give you that. With everything going on in the politics today, I'm just like, where do I go on that joke? The Bucks just cropped themselves. Well, no, they did a dookie. They did another dookie. They did it as kids, right? And Omega just pieces out. It's okay. No one likes North Korea. Who knows? Maybe. I don't think anybody really does. It makes sense that way, but. It's a Buck season. Wabbit season. Buck season. Wabbit season. Buck season. I just remember that poster. And here comes Pac, which is going to get the referee in there. We're going to start a second match. And our main event is going to be our main event now. So we're just going to go to a commercial break and... All right, what'd you guys think? Did they clean up enough holes there on that? Did they clean up a lot of the questions that we had about what happened on Sunday? It only took us one match and one promo to fix pretty much every plot line we had there, I think. It makes sense. Like, the Bucks are just trying to kiss up with anybody that, you know, they think will get a fair advantage for them. Omega never forgot what happened with him and those guys. Then Okada, they're setting up for All In with Okada Omega going to combine the titles. It's pretty much a guarantee now. And then when Swerve comes in, like, it looks like it's convoluted. Well, you know what? Convoluted isn't exactly the worst thing in the world. People wanted deep storylines. Well, you're getting them. Deep storylines that are taking all over the place. I think Double or Nothing. Yeah, that's exactly where we're going here, because there won't be a title match there. Or what you do is you pull Mox out of there and give him a title match against Joe, maybe. Because Mox and Joe would be something that people would get into. Then you have the other two members of the Ops. You have Omega, you have Swerve, and then you have the Bucks, Okada. Then Ospreay gets crowded all in. That's exactly what I'm thinking here. Like, I think we're destined to have Hangman and Swerve in some kind of convolution here. What I think happens now is they set it up. They set up the Anarchy in the Arena match for a lot of people, more than usual. Like 6-on-6, I think it'll be. You got Swerve, Omega, Hook, Shibata. And again, on the other side, you'll have the Bucks, you'll have Okada, you got the Death Riders. So you got 6 there. Maybe knock one of them out. So you end up getting 5-on-5. And Hangman becomes the 5th, who has to team up with Swerve. And that's where you start your program to get the Bucks versus Swerve and Hangman at All In. That's how you can set that up beautifully. So for me, that, like, the storyline isn't that hard to build. And the fact that a lot of people don't think that AEW has any storylines, well, they're proven otherwise at this point. Then, of course, there's a $400,000 thing. Or I take Hook out and Omega and make a call and put Kingston in, maybe. Oh, and so my latest video up on the Backbreaker Gaming channel to answer your question, Zodiac. King and Queen of the Ring. The PLEs work differently now compared to what happens on regular shows. So the go-home show has to be your, like what used to be your PLE, where you have any rivalries, you can clean them up on that show and you get an extra match. And then during the PLE, there is a co-branded opening match and main event, or 2 matches. We don't know if it's going to be, I don't know if each one's going to be opening and main. So you get one co-branded spot for the men, one for the women. And then you're allowed to book 1 match and 1 promo. So the show ended up being 6 matches because we had our opening match. And I guess I can spoil it because if you guys want to watch, I selected Kenny Omega for our men's. You don't get to see who anybody else picks. So I needed somebody with a lot of stamina for a Fatal 4-Way match, Extreme Rules. So I put Kenny Omega in there. And he ended up taking on Julius Creed, Otis, and we had Julius Creed, Otis, and either way, Omega won. So we ended up getting an extra card for 25 popularity, I believe, or else it would have been or else it's given to Omega directly. I'm not sure. And then for the regular matches, we ended up getting the highlight match that I put on the thumbnail. It was Imperium against the team of Takeshita and Shibata. That's what NXT Mutiny had. We had AOP versus Chase U. We didn't get to watch it because it was run-in by Eddie Thorpe. I believe that was NXT's call. What was the other match? Oh, it was D'Angelo and Swerve. I think it was it was D'Angelo and Swerve go for the SmackDown tag titles. Watch this be an interference spot. I wonder if it's actually real or not. Our match. Our match for WCW was myself against Drew McIntyre, Extreme Rules. For the WCW title, Drew won, finished the feud. We ended up getting our first legendary, as expected. And in the main event, it was our first ever gauntlet match. We got a chance to see it, which timing is really weak on it. I inserted JC Jane because she had bigger stamina than the rest. We had Athena versus JC. They were the first two. Rhea Ripley was the third. And the fourth was Piper Niven, who ended up winning the match. It was elimination. We ended up getting eliminated last. Pac's hurt. Pac's legit hurt. You do not finish that match that way that quick. You do not finish that match that quick on one move. But this could change the aspect of what goes on for Anarchy in the arena, right? And they got him out of there in a hurry. It wasn't even... Do not collect go. Do not collect $2,000. Do not pass go. Sorry. My bad. Now he's trying to, take the extra time he can. It's all right. We got a Jericho promo and we got a MJF promo tonight. We got lots of time for that. Swerve now, Omega, Hangman go after the Bucks yet. We get a Learning Tree promo. Apparently we get to learn lessons from the Learning Tree again tonight. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting that as well as TV time with the Learning Tree and the Hurt Syndicate celebration. More hydration. Thanks, Zodiac. Appreciate it. I think we might be getting that split. So they're going to do the tag as the main. That makes sense. Thank you for the hydrate, my friend. So the one face-face matchup we have in the quarters. And Lashley's going to be pissed because we got help from MJF. $400,000. See, Ospreay and Ricochet, they really won't care about the money because they already have lots of money, right? But the undercard, that's like your salary.
There is a lot that he can do with $400,000. And tonight, I will lead Team Ricochet to victory. What? Yeah, that's right, boys. I'm the captain now. The captain?
Mortos doesn't even understand what he's saying. Of course, that would be what Briscoe's going to do. Of course, Briscoe's the one that does this smart financial thing. Except this week in the U.S. because, dealing with financials in the U.S. is always interesting. I think Mortos ordered the veal. Let's get another one out there for you. Oh, wow. Just think about this guy. We're a quarter of the way done the show already. We've gotten 2 matches. We've got basically our main storyline going forward for the next 4 weeks. If that's a real injury, they're going to give these guys extra time for this 8-man tag, right? And Ricochet's going to take a lot of it. So, I have to ask you guys, like, the guys and girls that watch the show on Sunday. Let's face it, the show went 20 minutes long. Do we think it was because of Jericho? Is there any other spot during the night where you felt that things dragged along more than they should have? That would have tightened things up to 10 o'clock? Or midnight Eastern, whichever way you call. I think the end of that ROH title match was very convoluted and took a lot more than it should have. I think we're all in agreement that that was just a crap ending. They got the right result, but the horrible way of getting there. Which seems to be, you know, a thing for Jericho quite often these days. But Jay Quick, you were talking about the break of the learning tree tonight. I think it was very telling, the fact that Big Bill got his own music for the entrance during the pay-per-view. What would make it more of a time constraint with Lock Jericho and catering? Yeah, that's why I worry. Today we got a Jericho and an MJF promo, but if we got a legit injury, at least we know we'll be able to fill time in, right? Because I know nobody wants to see an injury, but the fact that you can see... Think the tree gets trimmed? Probably. I would think so in this case. So anyway, back to 2K25, just to give you guys a quick summary. You are going to be able to watch our first trade session right after we're done here. We're going to record week 6 and 7 today as well. We did end up in third, I do believe it was. Oh no, we ended up in second. NXT Mutiny played a power card on us to limit how much money we could receive during the pay-per-view, so they scooted up to first, and we ended up sticking in second. Oh, they're hauling Pac out. Why else would they be cheering like that, folks? Ah, good promo package here just to kill some time right now. I'm disappointed in this, to be honest. I still think Julia should have won this. Just to tease that Athena-Mercedes match even more. But apparently we're going to get that match. I still love the fact that that was Mercedes' idea to come up with the doll. I'm assuming we're getting Harley and Athena on Saturday. And then Billy and Jamie will get next Wednesday. That'll be the match in Boston, right? We'll get that one, and we'll also get the wild card going on. The celebration next week? Yeah. That's going to be a fun night. We're making more of it than they are. Let's put it that way. They are giving it a special theme because it's the last week before spring officially starts, right? It's Easter weekend. Called it. Oh, never mind. They're going to do both of them on Saturday. So they're putting Mercedes at home. You jerks. Of course you're going to give her an unfair advantage at home. I'm assuming they do Brody and Takeshita on Saturday, and then they do Hangman and Wildcard next Wednesday. That's the biggest. Well,
The Owen Hart Foundation tournament, we now know that Kyle Fletcher moving on to face the winner of Hangman Adam Page and the Wildcard. Actually, Hangman, if I could get a word, how do you prepare for a question mark?
It's a wild card. I don't know who the hell it is. I don't know what you want me to say. Hey, I'm doing something. Hey. Where's he at? What the hell? Where's he at? I don't know. Sit your ass down. I want to make something perfectly clear. At Dynasty, I was not trying to help Swerve. You understand me? And next week, I start the Owen, and you tell Swerve if he so much thinks about getting in my way, I will pick up with him where I left off.
okay.
Something I've been wanting to tell you for the last year. Now, I can't talk for Swerve, but I really regret what you stop. Don't you say another word.
Everybody's trying to apologize to him, but he wants to stay angry, and they won't let him. They won't let him stay angry. This is a hell of a... This is... Now that we have the Tony Storm, Mariah May storyline cleaned up for now and finished off, I will say this. The life of Hangman Page, to me, feels like the best story in wrestling right now. Like, with all the drama and intrigue and the feels for everything that Hangman's doing. Let me know if you think there's a better story that you can think of right now. Now Hangman go hug it out with Omega? Yeah, like... That's why I think it's going to be Jack Perry next week. The fact that, that's how you're going to bring Swerve out there to go after... He's going to go after the Bucks who are going to come out to help Jack Perry. And then Swerve's going to get involved, cost Hangman the match. He's going to lose it. And eventually we catch up with having Hangman added to Anarchy in the Arena just to get a hold of the Bucks himself. And it very well could be the final, Jack Perry versus Will Ospreay. I'm sorry, but for everybody that's there is no flipping way that I'm letting anybody else but Ospreay win that tournament. They are stupid if they're going to try and put anybody else in that main event spot right now. Moxley's having a hard enough time keeping fans interested for that main event. The only way you can survive not having Ospreay in that main event is pulling off something that we all thought should happen at Revolution and put the women's title at the main event. Because I think Toni Storm, one way or the other, could main event a card regardless of who she's facing. If it's Jamie Hayter, that will be a very, very fun match to watch. Like I said, that's what I feel is going to be happening here. You're going to get Athena versus Mercedes at All In. You're going to get Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm at All In. I think those are the two best stories you could run in this card. Hey, Snow Penguin, how you doing today? Wonder if you're seeing any more snow on your part of town, so... We got Omega Okada. Like, All In's going to be an amazing card. Like, we all know that. July 12th is going to be a day that everybody's going to remember. And the fact that they are starting to build up a little mini week. Doing okay. I'm doing okay. I still got a bit of I don't know whether it's allergies, whether it's snow mold or what, but this cold and cough is driving me absolutely freaking up the wall here, so... I think Friday when I go back to work, I'll go crush some Claritin when I get there, so. But no, the fact that Tony Khan is actually, from what I hear, there's actually more indie stuff going to All In Week versus Mania Week. A few of the promotions, I don't know. I haven't really kept track of it, I'll be honest with you guys, when it comes to Mania Week here. I hear that there's a lot less going on this year at Mania in terms of the indie stuff because of how everything's spread out for WWE. Like, I know we got the GCW show where they're doing the ID tournament. And NXT, what? They're doing, it's 10 a.m. local, so it's 8 a.m. for you guys on the East Coast. We got TNA Unbreakable, that's true. But that's not happening in Vegas, is it? Gotta love it how the faces get their own entrance. 10 a.m. wrestling, yes. Because it's on the same day as Mania, right? So you gotta get your fans able to go through that 3-hour card. So you get, all right. Briscoe wanted his own entrance and everybody else gets Ospreys. Is that a Ninja Turtles gear that I see on Speedball there? Mega, are you paying the for it? No, I think Tony Khan will. I'm really thinking about that jacket, but unfortunately, by the way, have you guys ever pre-ordered a game and completely forgot you pre-ordered it and realized it's coming in like 4 months later? Make the Bucks pay it. Mike, will you watch the WrestleMania roast hosted by Hitchcock? Not a fucking chance. Pardon my French, but not a fucking chance. I don't even think it's going to be streamed. Even if it is, I really could care less. Ever since his Puerto Rico jokes, I'm pretty much done with that garbage. Plus, I got enough stuff to watch. I don't need to watch that crap. I'm not worried about Redacted. I'm more worried about, well, it depends which Redacted you're talking about. Are you talking about Redacted 2024 or are you talking about Redacted 2007? Sorry, what? 07? Yeah. I'm more worried about Redacted 2024. They bring up Redacted 2007. That show gets shut down fast to me. Jesus. Cody brought up Vince, but having that come up as something serious versus that coming up as a joke. Because those roasts are supposed to be jokes, right? The only joke in that situation... The only joke in that situation is Redacted 2024 himself. You don't know why they're doing a roast? It's very simple. Netflix is starting to push their comedy section on their channel. And Tony Hinchcliffe is meant to be one of those professional roasters. And they're trying to do that going forward here, is just trying to get more roasts in. So they essentially owe WWE in a way. Like, I know they're not officially the, like, I know they're not official owners like TKO is the owners of WWE, but when you pay $500 million, if I paid one of you $500 million, I own you. Just like if any of you, seem to donate like, $500,000, you know me, right? So I'm pretty sure that's the case, but we won't know until we try it. So if any of you want to try, there is a donate button on the bottom there. Just, make 500,000. Are we good? Before tariffs or after? I was waiting for that first joke tonight about that. I know we got a couple other comments about it, but yeah, that's the first joke tonight about it. You notice how it's a 4-on-3-1? And of course, Ricochet's got to open his mouth, and now everybody just comes in and lays him out. AEW's mid card's better than WWE's. I think in many spots they're. I don't like comparing the two for the fact that, they do have. They have so many different styles, and we just like I mentioned earlier, it's just like the main event of Dynasty. That is a different style match. Which, if you watch that match out of WWE PLE, I think it would be regarded as absolutely great. But at AEW, it's not. AEW is considered a low-effort match. Can't find Minnesota. It might maybe got taxed. Well, it depends on the day, right? Ricochet tried to hit everybody. He's like, oh, shit. And, of course, the bald shot from all four of them. That is great. How many people want to think that look from Ricochet is going to get memed? I will guarantee that. I'm going to start calling Jay Simi main event. Well, you know what? I won't blame him. This isn't Jay's fault. What's going on right now? I wholeheartedly don't believe it's his fault at all. He got stuck in a bad situation where he got booked in a bad spot. They tried to go with a gimmick and thought that he was serviceable enough to let it go through. He's probably going to win the world title. Just so they can have 70,000 people all happy and yeeting. And for me, what really gave it away for me, I haven't watched much Raw, I'll be honest. I haven't watched much Raw. I haven't watched much SmackDown. Especially when they were in Europe, because they were early in the day, and I'm not going back to watch it. I'll just watch the clips. But the one clip that was very telling for me that explains somewhat what's going on here. Oh, yeah. No, these guys were all PWG. This is like a PWG style match that, just between comedy and athleticism. That's what PWG was all about. But yeah, the telling side for me about Jey Uso and what's going to happen here next week, when he was trying to get the fans to stop yeeting while he was trying to do a serious promo on Monday. So unfortunately, the fans wouldn't stop, so therefore we're running into a problem here, right? And if you're going to have your main event talent, I watch Nick to keep up with Raw. Yeah, like Nick does a great job of keeping up with it. Whether it be the sidecast or whether it be his little videos that go out. By the way, go check out our gaming channel, folks. I'm not good at shorts. I got to get working on putting them up. I just put a new short up this afternoon. We replay a Monday. My first game online in MLB The Show 25 lasted one pitch. You're not sure what I'm talking about? Go check out the video. One pitch. But yeah, there are so many people out there that are doing such a great job of keeping up with everything when it comes to WWE, whether it comes to TNA, NXT. Like I know Astrid and Ed over at our local establishment do a great job on their summaries on NXT. And even NXT, for all their great glowing renditions, they're getting crapped on right now for the development of their women's scene. Having a title versus title match because somebody's injured. Have her defend both titles on the next week's show. And then just strip one title because we thought we'd get rid of it that way, but we didn't. So, unfortunately, you got to give it up. Big kicks coming across now. Uh-oh. All right, that sucked. Having Ospreay on and Ricochet on and Bailey on at the top of the hour is a very smart move by AEW. Because for anybody that's looking around after just looking for something to watch, oh God. That was a stomp. So we get an interaction between it. I don't think we get it tonight. Gotta remember, Jay Quick, when's the next pay-per-view? We are 7 weeks away. We are literally a month and a half away from the next pay-per-view. I think we're going to have a shock next week with Jack Perry returning. Sorry about all the coughing, folks. I am very happy the fact that Action Andretti's gotten out of the Jericho learning tree. So if Ricochet, if you win, you're gonna 400,000 to get a hair transplant. It's supposed to be split evenly, though. You know PK's hurt more. Hello, Mr. TK. Only two, wow. No, good to have you here. Good to have everybody here tonight. We're 1 hour in. It's been a really good show tonight so far. Nick Gage's wife. Oh, jeez. Sucks to hear. Forgive me 1 second, chat. Sorry, folks. The comments that are up there, as soon as I saw the name, I'm like, yeah, no, I believe, I don't know how to ban yet. I'm working on it. There we go. All right, so at least Briscoe's getting a good time where his money is going to be his money should go up the way things are going on, right? You know what? With everything going on right now, I almost forgot about this ENC and FTR thing going on. Not a fan of Nick, but you ever want to see the... Yeah, sorry. Bring it back here a second for that. Yeah, not a fan of... I'm not a deathmatch wrestler. I never have been. Or a wrestling fan, sorry. But you respect every wrestler that gets in the ring because they're putting their bodies on the line, right?
It is widely known that a few years ago, Adam Copeland suffered a neck injury that was thought to be the end of his career. And from what we can understand, that the injuries that he sustained at Dynasty have ruled him out indefinitely.
Well, I've seen a lot of things in my career, starting with the Four Horsemen back in the 80s.
It's really weird. I know that this isn't planned, but talking about Copeland's injury and then Nick Gage's wife.
That was the pinnacle of them all. Absolutely. The fans are disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in Dax. I would even think your young daughter disappointed in
Wow.
Adam Copeland. You tried to take him out, end his career. It was premeditated, in my words. I can tell you that right now.
And it was...
Wow.
That was absolutely...
Well... Tony's getting attacked. I think that's pretty obvious here at this point. Reading it, she did work. Shivani's going to get something. That's for damn sure. So we're getting 2 promos at hour 2. Oh, and yeah, now that the guy's gone, I have ban-hammered that guy from... I don't know how to do it properly on YouTube. But yes, the guy that claimed to be Tony Khan, I have ban-hammered him. I was thinking, Mike, and what happens if Cope's contract ended and he'll be on WWE versus... Nah. Here's a question for you. I know it's WWE, not AEW, but who takes on Orton now that Owens is out? We hurt people. We hurt people. We hurt people. Aldous? I'd love to see it. Sammy? I don't know if that would go. MJF Rod Lashley's in the ring, yeah. Aldous has never been on Mania before. That's true. He does deserve it for everything that he's done. And if they could pipe that up in a week and a half, I propose a gauntlet match with Aldous being the last person. Uh-oh. Pug step up to be beaten down. Is that a, does that mean a little bit more? RC Aldis over Orton, Gable, or Mysterio? Yeah. Wow, Tony, you better avoid FTR when they see you. Yeah. Why don't we just get MJF's music going already while we're doing this? We do have time to talk, though, so. MJ Yapper. That's super lat. Bobby's already putting the bottle down. He knows what he wants to do. All right, here we go. 30 minutes down the beach. Well, you know what? I don't think it's going to go that long. I do think we're going to get the women's match up pretty quick. They're going to get a little extra time. Oh, this is hilarious. May not go 30 if Lashley gets his way. Please kill him, Lashley. Yep. Lashley's look is priceless. I love the glasses, by the way. I should start wearing my thick brims just for Lashley now. Maybe the end of MJF. Oh, God. Oh, God.
This is great. Guys, look at us, huh? Dripping in gold. You're welcome, by the way. I am so... This couldn't have came at a better time, mind you. Because that guy, Tony Khan, he wanted me to do the Owen Hart Cup tournament so I could what? Sweat my balls off, break my back, wrestle every week like some schmuck? I don't think so, Maryland. See, I work smarter, not harder, now that I'm rolling with the syndicate.
Oh, God, he's starting to rhyme. This is not fine.
This is a perfect business relationship. I scratch your guys' back by helping you maintain your tag team titles. Because let's face it, without my help...
What problem, MJF? You're not in the syndicate.
And now, you guys get to help little old me. It's great. Everybody wins.
But he brings up the Owen. He's playing the Owen role from the Nation. He's trying to.
Process work. Do I have to sign a contract just like one of those old school Blood Brothers deals?
Shut up, Max. Shut your freaking mouth. Everybody saw what you did last weekend. I didn't see it at the time, but when I turned around, I saw Big Bill standing, so I cut it off and finished it, because that's what we do. Now you tried to help us, which I thought was really cute, but you didn't get the job done. So Max, that is yet another reason why we don't need you.
No, it's cool. Hey, first of all, don't point at me. I can point at you. Don't raise your mouth at me. I will slap the piss out of you.
Oh, God, here we go.
Don't talk to me, or I will hurt you. I will hurt you.
This could be a double or nothing match.
Everybody just take it easy. Cool out for a second. Joe, just give me a second here, all right? Max, you know how I feel about you. We go back. We go way back. You guys know how I feel about Max. In order for you to be able to join the syndicate, you have to get 3 thumbs up. Now, you guys already know how I feel.
We go right back. Drum roll. No. So is he going to attack MVP now? I got a feeling we're gonna get. I wonder who MJF's gonna get. Who's gonna be his tag partner? See, if I was MJF, I'd be going for the wine right now. So MJF's pissed. So now he's got to form his own faction. Maybe they bring FTR back to that. Could be a possibility. Oh, the boing's working. Go figure. God damn, that's an outfit. You could figure that out whichever way you want. Both sides.
Everything that this woman has been through is what just erased, all because Tony Storm barely survived. No. Everything is just gonna get worse. This division cannot move on.
Maybe he goes back and finds JJ again. Maybe.
It's gonna be a collision. And she doesn't care who. She doesn't care how many.
I will make you bow down.
See what you do.
Penelope's like that little chihuahua. You know that little chihuahua that just yips right in front of you guys? So yeah, just for a special note here for you guys, we're going to be here together Wednesday night and Thursday night for Dynamite and Collision next week. But yeah, well that's why I said I'll hit the Sal, but you can determine which one you want to pick. But yeah, Collision is going to be next Thursday, so we'll be here next Thursday instead of the weekend covering wrestling. So just a quick breakdown before I'll go into it a little bit later here. We're going to do 2 weeks of wrestling tonight on 2K25. Saturday, we're going to do 2 weeks. And then next Wednesday, we're going to get our Money in the Bank. That's what's up next. So we'll be doing Money in the Bank next Wednesday after Spring Break Dynamite. And then I'll see how I feel on Thursday after that. So how many weeks we're going to run there. So whether it be 1 or 2, we'll see. When I got to work the next day, usually I try to get to bed somewhat decent time. So, but yeah, the women's division is humming. They just, like I said, need more time. Once they get through the Owen, we'll see how things go. But having Mercedes versus Athena in Boston. Sorry, Harley, I hate to say it, but yeah, let's just call a spade here. Mercedes versus Athena in a record-breaking show in Boston with potentially the return of Jack Perry, with all the chaos that'll probably be going on. Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, what we're going to be doing here, so. But out of this, with the draw the way it's set up, who do you think wins, Thunder Rosa or Chris Statlander on this one? Does Thunder Rosa finally get a pop and move on to a semifinal here? Could Billy Starks pull up the upset? I think it's Stat. Personally, I do think it's going to be Stat. Because Stat versus Hater would be a fun match to have. I don't know. Thunder Rosa and Hater just... Yeah. Billy Starks and Thunder Rosa wouldn't be bad. And yes, I am not counting in the fact that, you know, Billy Starks could win. Unless Athena wins her semifinal, I don't see any chance of... I don't see any chance of Billy Starks winning that match. I think Jamie Hayter's just such an easy choice.
And scenes of violence that could be disturbing to some viewers. Discretion is advised.
And the fact that we could get Jamie and Mercedes or Jamie and Athena at Double or Nothing.
Next match, we get a look at the brackets for the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. You see Mercedes Moné is already advanced. She will face the winner of Harley Cameron and Athena, which takes place this Saturday night at Collision. Also at Collision, Jamie Hayter and Billy Starks go one-on-one. But coming up next on Dynamite.
Like I said, Saturday's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys get a chance to stop by.
For a spot in the semifinals, and we will be joined here at the desk by none other than the AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Tony Storm.
And Tony on a mic is just like special, one way or the other.
Amazing moment when the Timeless One joins us.
You gotta love how well, is this like a theater that she just doesn't want to, you know, go around the other side of the aisle? And Tony's like, what the hell is this?
This summer at All In Texas, July 12th at Globe Life Field in Arlington, and Ms. Storm, welcome to the desk.
Please. Maybe I could use your car, but I did leave my chewing tobacco in there.
Oh my God. Mr. Tasmaniac. And talked about his chewing tobacco. I love it. All right, we're going cowgirl here tonight. I missed that side with Adam Cole there. The fact that he's wearing a yellow AEW shirt might say something.
Well, you know Thunder Rosa very, very well, former Women's World Champ.
Yes, my good friend and associate.
That's right. Very successful tag team together.
Yes, the Thunder Tits.
I was waiting for Tony Storm to bring up the word Thunder Tits, of course. Well, she got glow in the dark gear tonight? Or did they just play and forget to turn the lights on?
It's a knockout tournament, Taz. One loss and you're out. Sudden shows. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. You've got to be on your game.
I would like it if they could do the Owen for the women as a round robin, and then the men could be an elimination just for something different.
Be going at it here, and this Storm, you also have the TBS champion in the tournament and the Ring of Honor World Champion in the tournament. What a tournament.
Oh, yes, darling. Should be a Donald.
And to learn more about the message and the mission
Should be a Donald.
of our foundation,
I hope she didn't say Donald.
RG.
It's going to be an absolute box office.
There you go, Zodiac. Everybody can copy that if they want.
You and no blockbusters. I mean, come on, this Storm.
Unfortunately, I can't make that into an emote because, well, you know. I don't need to get banned yet. I'm not big enough yet. I need to I need to get my average up here before I get banned. They're trying to stay serious, and Tony's just not letting them.
July 10th here at the Center. Starcast going on Friday and Saturday, and then Ring of Honor's
So yeah, apparently there's indie shows going on throughout that entire week too. That they're coming out. Well, I do know they have booked for Saturday night, Sunday night, Friday during the day. But yeah, literally you got, what, 4 AEW shows you can come for it all week. And all 4 tickets are probably cheaper than what you pay for Mania one day. Nice try with a drop kick. Neither one of them want to hit a move. Oh, Jesus. That's... that... She's calling it her big package.
Oh, yes. It was a good night, wasn't it? And look at me, still the champ. This champ is still the champ.
Well, we heard from Megan Bain a few moments ago. It seems like she may have some unfinished business with you, Ms. Storm.
Finished in my eyes. I'm not going to do that again.
Well, this opening round contest in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament.
Storm just said she's not going through it again. That's usually an indicator that they are. Sorry, I can't wait for this damn cough to go away. But no, having a rematch between Bane and Statland, or Bane and Storm without with maybe a stipulation involved might be not bad. Might be the best situation to go here for Double or Nothing. I would like to get an Anarchy in the arena with the women, but there's not enough factions really set up right now. The ones that don't get used, or the ones that are set up, aren't getting used that much, right? Knee right up in the face, Jesus. Uh-oh, big package. Well, I guess it's a small package for everybody else, and it's a big package for, it's a big package for Tony, right? Makes sense. So, while I have some people in the chat here, and I know it's not related directly to this, but I need you guys to help me out with my 2K game today. There is one big thing that's going to be coming up, and I'm on a time limit, so I do need to figure this out now. If you were here last week, you did notice that we do have a homecoming card, which basically we can take a legend, we can sign him, and then use the card to make him one of ours. But then we also have a steel character card. Now, the interesting thing that happened last week, Rhea Ripley lost the SmackDown World title to Wendy Chu. Currently, Wendy Chu is a SmackDown champion, so we could steal Rhea this week if we want and keep her on our roster, period. Do I use my steel card for that, or do I wait until something else comes up later? Because I think having Rhea on the roster might be one of the top picks to pick here. So, and for those that haven't watched, we do have a plethora of AEW wrestlers added into the roster for this. So we're getting a few dream matches is going across right now. So as we're coming back from commercial break here. I can say there's pretty much hasn't been a faux pas at all tonight in terms of production. Ha! Please try this at home. Great. Even Excalibur's like, what? Shit, no. Oh God, I'll give this to Tony just for that. Tony's just like, no, we go. That was impressive. For somebody as big as Thunder Rosa getting caught by Statlander and getting turned into a Blue Thunder Bomb, that was pretty damn awesome right there. Trying to go for a package pile driver?
I am, but look at those juicy muscles. What is it with all these women and these juicy muscles?
Oh no. Oh, look out. Well, she's Mexican, so I guess it's a Mexican destroyer, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. Again with the Thunder chance, okay. Oh, the knee right across the face. No. Thunder Rosa just isn't going to be finishing anything for her, like not getting nothing for her finishers, so. Hey, how you doing tonight, my friend? Forgive me, I'm a little bit of a cougher, a little bit of a sneezer today. Jesus, Statlander. It's almost like, yeah, no, we're done here. Saturday night special. Good night, nurse. So, King, I'll just offer you these. You know, they are pretty thick, so they might be able to help you. In all seriousness, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody here today. As they're probably looking at Stat and Jamie next round. Either Stat and Billy would actually be a great match too. Ah, the golf clap. Always appreciate a good golf clap. Oh, things have been going great. Things have been going great. Yeah, a lot of great wrestling going on. been sort of a mini weekend for me here because, you know, 1 day in 5 I've had to work. I don't consider this work. I enjoy hanging out with all of you, so. Wrestling feels like it's at its peak right now, but the peak just keeps... Not there yet. We're getting there.
All signs are pointing and all roads are leading to a Pro Sheeta final for the Don Callis family in the Owen Hart tournament. I mean, the protostar here, he already beat that degenerate Mark Briscoe. And even though Brody King got one over on the Don Callis family when he beat Lance Archer, I can tell you, my word, it shan't happen.
Shan't. Shan't happen again. That's what I thought. Brody and Takeshita on Saturday.
Very healthy young men. You know who's not healthy? A couple other members of the Don Callis family. So I'm going to put it out there officially tonight. The Don Callis family, given the rash of injuries that has taken place, is now accepting potential new members. Send your resume, send your picture, send your bank account number, because as these guys have proven, this is straight to the top.
Send your bank account number.
Onward and upward. He's on to the next man. Next man up. Someone gets hurt. He wants the bank account. Bank account number. What the heck? He's a connie. He's always been a connie. You know, don't
Taz calling him a carny. That's brilliant. It's about right too.
Konosuke Takeshita versus Kyle Fletcher. Family versus family. Don said he didn't want any part of that, but also taking place
But
this past Sunday at Dynasty.
but next week we could get Will Ospreay versus Takeshita.
Where he began his pro wrestling journey.
That will be a lot of fun.
Claimed the TNT Championship for the very first time. And right now, let's hear from the new champ.
Can you tell they're setting up the learning tree?
Been a lot of ups and downs for us in AEW, boys. Since I joined the Undisputed Kingdom, we've been chasing that one moment to kick things off in the TNT Championship. Tells the world what we already know. We are the elite of the elite, and watch us as we collect moment after moment after moment. Speaking of moments, Kyle, I think it's about time that we have our moment.
And Ronnie, you will. Because excellence is not just defined by your successes. Excellence is defined by how you handle your failures. The past 2 years, I have been through hell and back. They were 2 of the most challenging years, not just of my career, but of my life. And now
Yep.
I stand before you, the face of TNT, your new AEW TNT champion. And trust me when I tell you this is just the start for the 3 of us. Because it's a new era here in all elite wrestling. Because we are the paragon, and that is undisputed.
Ah, here we go. Zodiac, I'll get ahead of you already here. I know you're already hitting the button, so I'm not even worried about it. Adam Cole seems to be getting back in his... Yeah, well, let's see now. Breaking up with his girlfriend, having to get a cadaver put into his ankle, and apparently a few other issues. He just... Hi guys, hi Mike. I got ahead of you. No, just for you, I'll get one more. Drinking the knowledge from the learning tree. This might be the last time we see it. Because I think Nats, was saying that it was Nats or Jay Quick, one or the other, was mentioning on Sunday that he starts on tour next week.
And the legendary Chris Jericho.
And you notice that since he's getting close to contract renewal time, he's mentioning that he is available to go work WWE now. Like he would be interested in going back to WWE if needed.
I lost my tooth.
Thanks to Aubrey.
After months of conflict with one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time, the Bandito was victorious. He won the title, and he saved his mask, of course, with the assistance of his intrusive siblings.
Man, I would hate to see him back in WWE. His choice. He really an AEW guy, yeah.
But I get it. He's got his family, and I got mine.
See, the thing is, Jericho, if he goes back there, he's just going to be proven that he's a carny. Not saying it's, you know, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying he really wanted to chase the money more than anything else. Because I think TK would bring him back with a decent contract. So I have a feeling that's the Tron that they were supposed to use on Sunday. But they only used half of it. So Big Bill got the whole thing. Maybe it's Jericho and MJF.
You know, I was hoping that all three of us would have championships here tonight, because I was hoping that the two of you would win the AEW World Tag Team Championships at Dynasty. But you didn't do it, did you? And that's why I wanted to...
I always appreciate the likely spam calls. Hello? I'm going to take it out of here.
Look, Chris, I already know what you're going to say. You're angry.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, this is Anne calling from Chavez. How are you doing today?
Considering you're calling me from the second time in the last 3 hours from a weird number and it's coming up as likely spam, I don't know if you're exactly legit. And the fact I'm recording you right on stream right now might not be the best thing for you. Goodbye. I thought about going for a chat. I'm sorry, but...
You are one of the most decorated performers ever in the history of this industry. And that is why I decided to join the learning tree. Because
So, this is the breakup point tonight?
from you. But I did not sign up to be your punching bag whenever things go wrong.
He's learning his lesson from the learning tree right here.
So, if we are out here so that you can teach us something, by all means, go ahead, teach.
Go ahead, teach.
But
If not...
we are out here so that you can berate us and publicly humiliate us, then let me know right now. And I can leave. And I know Brian feels the same way.
Are you sure about that?
Because that's not why I brought you out here. That's not why I brought either one of you out here. And if that's what you think, then you have a lot more to learn than I thought.
Uh-oh.
I believe in you. And when I said I wanted you to win the world championships, I meant it. Because I care about both of you.
Jericho...
I handpicked both of you to stand by me, to teach you, to help you, and believe me, I don't have to help anybody in AEW if I don't want to. Okay?
I don't have to help AEW is what he was about to say.
You're future world champions. And that's why your victories are my victories. And your failures are my failures. And that's why I'm empathetic to you, Bill, for not being there for me on Sunday when I needed you most. I lost the Ring of Honor Championship, and you weren't there. Fault that I lost that match.
No.
But I'm not saying that.
Ah.
I don't believe that at all. It's okay. Because I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Oh. Oh, the worst words you could use.
I'm just disappointed.
Well, there goes the learning tree.
Disappointed. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
Whoa.
He is snapped.
In you.
That look at Bill's eye.
Till you change that. I think it's best that I leave.
Hey. We're getting Jericho to leave. Is this Jericho leaving, period? Smiling for the kids. Suck on a maple leaf? That fan's really into it. What do we make of this, chat? Is this just like Jericho leaving? Jericho just saying no thanks, we're gone? I know Jericho's getting close to the to his contract going, so
It's gone dark here in Philadelphia.
hey Jared, how you doing tonight? We're just hanging out here watching a little AEW Dynamite. Life's turned out pretty good here, I think. I'm glad everything's going great for you, my friend. So we get Bowens and Christian next week. That'll be fun. I see what you guys were talking. Oh, Shivani, are you sure you really want to be there for that? As we're getting our rundown for what's coming up on Saturday. Jericho's wrestling Orton and Mania.
No, please, no.
It looks like the sounds are starting to come back, chat. All right, so we're getting a pretty good card lined up. Are we getting a Mercedes? Oh, never mind. Hurt.
I'm here with the Hart Syndicate. Now, over the last few weeks, we've seen some interesting interactions with MJF. So
What is it with factions dealing with the girlfriend of the person they're talking about?
Everybody knows MJF is not to be trusted. And then after what he said out there tonight, listen, I don't like him. And we don't need him.
You're right. We don't need anybody. But little George Costanza is kind of funny. I'm gonna tell him.
Look, right now, we're trying to... Come in. Excuse me. Honey, this is an AV conversation, so why don't you see little skank ass out of here?
That's his girlfriend.
I'm so sorry to see
Real life. Collision looks like it's going to be an amazing show. Absolutely.
you question. Attention procedure. Now, this is business. We're businessmen. In the world of business, you get your consumer. You find out what they want, and you give it to them.
So what? So MJF's got to figure out what they want. This is going to be interesting in Boston next week. What are they going to get? Do they give him Cedric? Do they give him Cedric? That's the question. Does he go find Cedric? There's a possibility. You never know. But as per tradition, I'll give you guys a quick breakdown of what we're going to be doing here for the next week. Here on the channel, Cedric Alexander, my friend, who just recently got released on... got released from WWE, right? So I believe it was 3 months ago now. But yeah, first of all, thank you everybody for hanging around. Let's put it this way. It's a name you should look up, Matt. Cedric Alexander, look him up. Especially the match him against Zack Sabre Jr. at the Cruiserweight Classic back in 2015, 2016, whatever that was. That was the match that got him signed with WWE. So that's what I would recommend here. So for everybody that's on YouTube, once again, thank you. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Let you know every time we drop a video here. Did watch from 2012. There you go. Do yourself a favor. Go back and look it up. It's definitely worth it. Guaranteed. For those on Twitch, thank you once again for being here. If you haven't hit the follow button already, please do. I'll let you know every time I go live, just like I will be on these future dates here. Next time I'm on live after tonight. Once we're done here, WWE 2K25 My GM mode exclusively on Twitch. Twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. Now we're going to be doing week 6 and 7. 6 and 7. And then tomorrow morning, we'll be here, Link's Awakening, Legend of Zelda, here on Twitch. Friday stream, maybe. We'll see. I am off on call, but if I'm stuffed up like this, I do have some recordings I have to do. So next time we're going to be live, both on YouTube and on Twitch, will be next Saturday with AEW Collision, which we just saw is going to be an absolutely stacked card with 2 women's Owen Hart matches, Brody Takeshita, and a whole bunch there. So, and then of course we're going to be doing another 2 weeks of WWE 2K25 My GM mode. No stream Sunday. I got a private thing on Sunday. Looking at hopefully doing something on Monday, and we'll see how that goes here. So, just best thing to do, keep track of me on my socials. Make sure you hit the follow button here. Let you know every time I go live. So. And once again, more than anything else, despite me being all stuffed up and, nasally tonight, you guys are hanging out with me, and I do truly appreciate it. Each and every one of you. Thank you. Highly appreciate it. And Jericho's going for a walk. And who's he walking by? Vince Show watched ROH TNA European Wrestling until 2018 All In. That works. Well, you know it's a dealer vehicle when there's no plate on it, right? I make it that he's God. I take it that he's going on a Fozzy tour now. Now this is a way to walk in. Been watching Will since 2015. Oh, fair enough. He knows he's an AEW guy. Well, whenever a contract's up, I'll never say never with a lot of these guys. And honestly, if he goes over to WWE, I don't think he'll do a whole lot there. Maybe if Aldis gets taken out by Orton, they need a replacement GM. Nice guy in a suit just shaking his head. Yeah, you're horrible. That's great. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, you're horrible. The tree's branches are extended to the fat. Yeah, maybe. Where would Jericho even fit in WWE? Fits in AEW, just wish he did wrestle. I'll get to that in a sec. What about the presentation here? The thing about WWE is they have these part-time contracts where you only have to wrestle like 2 or 3 times, period. And the fact he's a name value, that's why he works so well at AEW to begin with. People on Netflix hear the name Chris Jericho, they know who that is. Like old wrestling fans, it's another reason for them to come back. This will be an absolute banger here tonight. The Bryce is right. Oh my God. I'm sorry, that's for that side. The Bryce is right. Remsburg is not exactly in the right. Hate your Tekken 8 shirt. Hey, STG. It's an AEW shirt, all right? It's Kazuya and MJF. Since MJF has been featured tonight, I think it's actually very apropos. Because that's who I thought was going to be there. Sorry, Nat's got to allow that there, so. I don't think he's a dumb mark. I think all wrestling fans are marks. I just think there are very passionate fans. And just angry at the game. I get it. I completely get it. And hopefully they fix it up. That's all I can say. Not a mark, I'm Seth. No, I've always been a pain in the ass always had a pain when it comes to dealing with people like talking about, wrestling fans are marks. No, we're all fans. If you're not doing this because you're a fan, then why are you here? If you're not a fan of a product, you're JD from New York. Where you're literally just hate watching it because you think it's going to be able to get you extra views. See, I'm not... Hook spot there, the walk-away spot, the nope spot, I don't like that one. It should be to the side. I give him a 5 out of 10 on that. I would love to see the Ops win the trios titles off of the Death Riders. Stop watching 2005 until AEW came. I still paid attention to some booking with wrestling news. Not Meltzer. Fair enough. I'll read everything that's presented to me for stuff. It literally just comes up. You got to realize the resource, and you got to take it with about 16 pounds of salt. Phil, once you're a fan, you're always in. Yeah, like, it's all about what you're a fan of. Well, that's how you fix it. As we go into a nice picture right now. They pay my bills, so therefore we're not going to worry about that. Yeah, just when it comes to fandom, like I hate that term, Mark, because I know a lot of old school wrestlers will use it. And are you guys clear about what the Mark term came from? It actually it comes from the carnival circuit, if you're not familiar. The reason they call it a mark is because in the carnival circuit, like years ago, you would have carnies who would, if they found somebody who was just a sucker for money, like the ones that were giving out money ad nauseum, or weren't familiar that any of the games were rigged or anything like that, they would put a small mark on the back of them to tell the other carnies that, hey, this guy you can get a bunch of money out of. Go get him. And that's essentially what they're talking about when it comes to carnies in or when you deal with marks in wrestling. These are the guys that are going to buy all the merch, buy all the tickets. I'm sorry, but that's what you want. And so what if they're a little smarter about stuff? Oh, and STG, I apologize. You didn't get to hear the big news tonight. We got joined on YouTube by Tony Khan. Yeah, he said he's out there to, kill any momentum of all the wrestlers that they have, and he's basically trying to bury the company everywhere possible. So you guys have seen something that I haven't done in a very long time. I haven't hit the band hammer in a while. So bet it was Tony Khan's burner account. Nice. But yeah, it felt good. It's something I haven't done in a while. There you go. I just thought of that because we had you have that emote ready to go. But no, all in all tonight, like, our first half hour was a 5-minute match and a 20-minute promo, where basically we got everything cleaned up from the pay-per-view, got all the details settled, basically got our battle lines established, and probably set up Anarchy in the Arena for Double or Nothing. And the more I think about it now, the more I think we're going to be keeping the ops out of it. Didn't care for Kenny's promo, and I'm like, yeah, I know, the Bucks, yeah. I didn't mind the promo because basically we needed something to essentially clean up all the pieces, right? Clean up all the details from what happened on Saturday, or on Sunday, sorry. Like, why are they out there? What is this whole thing setting up to do? The fact that Swerve's on the case to go after the Bucks now, too. But the more I see this, the more I see how everything's built up here. Depending on Pac's injury, I do think it's legit. Hey, Astrid. Finally, somebody I'm not going to ban on YouTube tonight. Hope you're doing well, my friends. Hope everything's going well for you. Hollywood Astrid here. Yes, she is. Just to fill you in, we had a guy come in with a pseudonym, Tony Khan, so. I'm doing okay. Physically, I've been coughing and sneezing the whole night here, which isn't great for audio, but we've been having a lot of fun tonight. Found out we're going to be getting 2 women's matches on Saturday. with Jamie Hayter versus Billy Starks, and Harley Cameron versus Athena, both Owen Hart Cup matches. Next Wednesday, we're getting Mercedes versus the winner of Athena and Harley. So we're probably getting Athena versus Mercedes in Boston next Wednesday, which is going to be the record-breaking show where Eric Bischoff turns off all social media for a couple days. Yeah, Hollywood Astrid would love to see it from Thunder Rosa. I don't know if you saw it, Astrid. It's probably on the internet by now, but it says women's wrestling is doing well, or is still strong. Yeah, that's why I say it's probably on the internet already. And Ricochet came up with another set of memes tonight where he did his leap over the top rope. Everybody got out of the way like Samoa Joe. And then Hook had that look of, Ricochet had that look of he's staring down everybody. So, as long as it wasn't the hot thing, Ricochet, no, he was doing the, this is the moment where you got caught in the shower. And here comes Moxley. Yeah, this is how they do the trios. This was probably supposed to be Pac. Never mind. This makes a lot more sense. And there's the red rub, so that'll be a tap out. There it is. There's the tap out. What a great way to finish off. It looks like we're going to be heading towards... Looks like we're going to be heading towards a trios title match. But it all depends on the status of Pac now. Pocket a boot. Oh. Yeah, I don't know whether it was an ankle or a knee, but something wasn't right there. Still is one of the best wrestlers, absolutely. Wow. This is how we get Joe versus Mox now. If we're not going to do the trios title because Pac's hurt, this is how you do Joe versus Mox. Look at Joe's face. Like, Joe versus Mox, that'll be a hell of a match. Even if it won't be a match where the title will change. Wow! There's a mute. Now this crowd's loving Joe.
We make it real simple. The Us versus the Death Riders. And we're coming for the Trios Championship.
All right, so we're getting the trios go this way. That works. Now, like I said, it'll all determine on what happens with Pac. Good thing we have like 6 weeks to get ready for this. I will say that is a very inventive neutralizer. Because realistically, he's bent over. He's not going to get really... It might knock the wind out of you at worst. But it looks vicious. The only thing I would have liked is if that bar was a little... you can make that bar a little weak so it snaps in the middle when he goes down. But he could be taped up. They could play that up as being taped up now for a little bit. So, all in all, I have to say that this was a really good Dynamite, setting up everything that's going forward here. Like, the biggest problem we had after Revolution is the fact that we only had 3 weeks between shows. Now that we have double that, going to Double or Nothing, like we got Spring Break coming up. I think there's another TV special coming up as well, too. I think it's might be Fight for the Fallen that comes up next. After that, they probably have something special planned going on. I'd have to take a look at the calendar. But from pay-per-view to pay-per-view, they do have essentially 6 weeks to put things together here. So the fact that things are going on a bit of a slow burn here, and there's some stories that might not even make the pay-per-view that are going to be a part of this. The fact that MJF is getting all the time in the world to tell his story, but it's in shorter segments, longer time. If that makes sense to anybody here. To me, that seems quite perfect for him. For me, that's just very smart booking and very smart the way that they're doing it. We get to see what's going to happen with the Undisputed Kingdom now that they look for tag gold. Because they say they're looking for other titles. Well, with all due respect, the international title is pretty much not going anywhere with Omega right now as we're looking towards Anarchy in the Arena. And the heavyweight gold, I don't think Mox is going to be looking at those guys right now for that. So the tag tournament, well, we'll have to see how things go with that. But because the Hurt Syndicate's going to need people, but they might need... MJF might have his own team that he's looking at. So you never know in that case. So we'll have to see how things go there. But it's going to make Saturday very interesting for Collision. And also, Dynamite next week. Spring Break. The official... We are the longest running show now, so everybody can shut up about us not making money anymore. I think that the fans are going to deal with it a lot worse than the wrestlers or the promotions are. But of course, Eric Bischoff's going to have a podcast about it because, well, I assume Eric Bischoff wants to talk about everything on the podcast. So, but yeah, a lot of fun tonight. But I think that's going to wrap it up here for this half of the show. For those on YouTube, head over to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We are going to be playing WWE 2K25 My GM mode here after the break. But next time we're going to be live over on the YouTube is going to be this Saturday for AEW Collision. So once again, everybody, thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And we will see you all here this Saturday with AEW Collision. Take care, everybody. And